Hey, what's up gang? Kawaii50 here with another FGO video, and it is spooky season in full swing, which means, just like I did previous years with the horrifying historical figures video, which I'll link that down in the description below, it is time to talk about some other spooky creatures FGO needs to add. And I went with spooky ladies for this year, so hopefully one of these characters, even if they end up getting turned into a cute anime girl, which is very, very likely, it would at least be a decent design if they ended up getting added. Let me know if you find this video entertaining. If you do, please be sure to like and subscribe because that really helps me out. And let's go ahead and take a look at these 4 very horrifying ladies. First on our list, we have Amit, and yes, Amit is denoted as a female entity. Head of a crocodile, forehead and the upper body of a lion, 4 legs, and also the hind legs and a lower body of a hippopotamus. Quite a little mishmash of creatures we got going here. Now, you might not find the Amit terrifying at first glance. You might think, I could probably have this thing as a pet and it would be entirely fine. Well, let me tell you, ancient Egyptians really found the Amit horrifying to the point where she would be a great addition to FGO. Now, what the Amit would do is she would sit patiently as Anubis went and weighed your soul. And if your soul was found to be good and pure and nice, then you got to go ahead and proceed to the afterlife, which was pretty dang awesome. However, if your soul was not nice, well, you didn't really get to go to the afterlife, did you? Instead, Anubis just went and chucked your soul to Amit, and Amit went and devoured you, which that's bad. That's really, really bad. So hopefully we can end up getting the Amit added in some sort of future event, because I really think that she would be a pretty excellent horrifying addition to FGO, and we can maybe sort of have another Kijo Koyo situation, because I know a lot of people were huge fans of that. Now for this next one, I promise I went and looked at how to pronounce videos before I ended up looking at this. So apparently it's Klidna, and we're going to go with that because that is what YouTube told me. Who is Klidna? Well, Klidna is actually commonly referenced as a Banshee Queen. And we got Baobon Seath previously, who sort of kind of fits in that role, but Klidna would be an excellent addition. Now, she's got quite a few different things that she ended up doing in Irish mythology. The one I think would be really, really interesting is she is involved in the story of the Blarney Stone, which if you kiss the Blarney Stone, you are able to deceive people without offending people. So she's got some pretty solid deception that you can go ahead and put up on there. And she also, of course, has a mythological sort of representation to her when her mortal lover was taken by a wave as she slept due to some music played by a minstrel. There's some stories that say she went out there and drowned and became a vengeful spirit, and that whole mess, and then others say she survived. It really depends on what you would sort of attribute that entire mythos to. And she actually shows up as a playable goddess and villainess in Smite, so if Klidna is good enough for Smite as an assassin, she is good enough for Fate Grand Order as a Banshee Queen. I rest my case. This is probably the one most people will be familiar with immediately, and that is La Llorona. There's been tons of scary movies out there regarding La Llorona. She's been sufficiently horrifying in the vast majority of them, and I think she would be an excellent addition to Fate Grand Order. Those of you who don't know about La Llorona, the most common story about her is that she was an indigenous woman. She bore some children from a wealthy Spaniard. The Spaniard basically gave her a whole, we're gonna go ahead, I'll take you back to Spain with me, you'll be my wife, you'll live in the lap of luxury, everything will be fine and dandy. And then when the Spaniard was like, nope, peace out, bye, she ended up drowning her own children in a fit of despair and rage. And when she finally realized what she had done, of course, she was not very, very happy about that. And since her children were washed down the river after she had drowned them, well, now she wanders the banks of the river in order to try to find her missing children. And she takes other children as well. Some say it's so parents will feel the same sense of loss she did. Some people say that she mistakes them for her own children. It's kind of all over the place, depending on what you end up looking when it comes to your La Llorona story. And yeah, sort of similar to a banshee, sort of like a Mexican banshee, sort of like the Kappa from Japanese mythology. Basically a tale to basically tell kids stay away from the water or else you will drown. Gotta invent a monster because that instills more fear into children than the concept of drowning. Anyways, add La Llorona to FGO. And for my final recommendation, I would like to recommend Madame Koi Koi, also known as, Madame High Heel, Madame Moke, Miss Kong Coco. We're going to go with Madame Koi Koi because I feel like it sounds the best. Now, we're going to go with the Nigerian sort of origin story for Madame Koi Koi since it's the one I have the most information on. She was a teacher who was known for her beauty and her bright red heels. When she ever walked the hallways, her heels would make a sound like koi koi, which is where her name comes from. It said she was very nasty to students, would beat them up for no reason, and was finally fired when she slapped a female student and injured her ear. On her journey back home, she got in an accident and died, and she swore she would have revenge on the school and her students. So what did she end up doing after she ended up becoming a ghost? Well, it all really depends. Oh, there's also a fun origin story where the student she was torturing gagged her and beat her to death. So that's also another fun origin story for Madame Koi Koi, if you want it to be just a little more horrifying. And then gradually every student who beat her to death, of course this was with her shoes as well, ended up disappearing, killed by Madame Koi Koi presumably. If you're looking for more lighthearted tales of Madame Koi Koi, she would haunt school premises by opening school doors, singing, whistling, scaring the crap out of people in toilets, which I guess that is the best place to get the crap scared out of you, so good on you, Madame Koi Koi. And she would also slap some students, and you would slowly hear her heels ratchet up as she went to approach you, so like koi, 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 and then she would attack you. So that is slightly horrifying. Thank God I don't go to school anymore. So yes, FGO, add Madame Koi Koi to your list of potential people to be servants. And those are 4 of my recommendations for some really horrifying characters to add to Fate Grand Order in the future. Let me ask you, which one of my recommendations was your favorite? Did you learn something new from this video about some mythology and now you're gonna go read up a bunch of stuff about one of these characters? And who do you think would be an excellent character added to Fate Grand Order? Of course, the objectively correct answer is the Mothman, but I would like to see what other horrifying characters you might have heard about in the folklore of your countries, or something you might have heard in your town. Something like that. I really like hearing spooky stories like that. As you head down in the comments to tell those stories, be sure to check out the Discord, the Patreon, and the Ko-fi. Huge thanks to everyone on all of those platforms, and of course a massive thanks to all of you on YouTube as well for your support. Anyways, gang, that's it for me, Kawaii50. I hope you all have a phenomenal day, and I'll see you all in the next one.